Hello and welcome to the Poison Paint Factory. My factory designated name is Poison226. Nice to meet you. So, I've had the factory manager on at me again, and he's saying that I've not performed as well as I should have been performing, and things are starting to get a little out of hand. This is my performance review video for the last 12 months. I hope you enjoy. I decided to go back to the cockroaches and the villains of the Mice and Mystics box. This is what they looked like. I really wanted to capture the shiny carapace, and I think for a quick job, I think they look pretty good. I'm quite happy with them. To carry on with Mice and Mystics, I then did one of the bad rats. This is a bit of a throwback to when I used to do Citadel paints. I haven't used Citadel for a while. I typically use scale paints. They're a lot nicer when you photograph them. Because I started doing Citadel paints for the Mice and Mystics, I thought I would better continue that on for the rest of them. I think he looks alright. I quite like the non-metallics that I did on his shoulder and his wrist cuffs and his sword. Not too shabby, not too shabby. I'm a big fan of superheroes, if you hadn't noticed. This is from Atomic Mass Games. It's Marvel Crisis Protocol. I saw a video of some people playing it on YouTube and I kind of fell in love with it. This is the first one, so this is Captain America. I did sneak a little bit of purple into the reds there just to give it a bit more depth. I quite like the shield. I had a lot of fun with that. And then the second one from this set was Captain Marvel, keeping the Captain theme going. I was using references that had her using her powers, and I kind of thought that was cool, so I thought, how do you do blue glow effects on red gloves? And this was the outcome. I really like the eyes. I like the kind of glow that's going on her face. To continue with Marvel Crisis Protocol, I painted Moon Knight, who is quite possibly one of my favourite Marvel characters. I absolutely love this model. I used blue and green tones on the white to make it look more interesting. Then I did a bunch of They are Soul Blight Gravelords. I wanted the bones to have like a blue hue to them. They will all have nice bit of snow texture, maybe the odd flower here or there. I love skeletons, they're kind of like my favourite thing. Anything that's bony, spooky, scary, that's my jam. So this is a Dragonborn Paladin. Yeah, I kind of like this sculpt. I really enjoyed doing the non-metallics. It wasn't that hard. I must have learned quite a lot over the years. I've not mastered it yet, but it is something that I keep trying to get better at. This guy just came together in, I think maybe just a couple of afternoons. This is big blue slime for obvious reasons. Another model that I started painting and just kept not being able to figure out. After I painted him this time, I had no idea why I struggled so much with him. He can live with my other slimes for now. Have I done any more busts, Ray?
No.
That's a no. So we think this might be my first ever bust. You know what? Again, I was intimidated by this. I've never done anything like it before. I really wanted to work on the lighting effects on him. I tried really hard to make it look like the inscriptions on him were glowing, and I really wanted to make the horns stand out as a bit otherworldly. I particularly liked the little white dot in his eye, a menacing glint. I did another skeleton. He's the standard bearer, because he's bearing standard. This is the second to last skeleton in that squad. So I have one more model and then that is a squad of 20. Next, we have some super exciting scenery. This is all from Mantic Games, the Worms board game. You may have played Worms back in the day. My favourite was Worms Armageddon, and I will fight you if you say otherwise. This is a blue barrel. I have done 8 of these to a reasonable standard, and I did one of the mines, which actually took an embarrassing amount of time to do. This is a random proxy toy. It used to be a Croconaw, which is a Pokemon if you don't know. For a laugh, I turned him into Gabumon. This is Sandshrew. I love his eyes. As you can see, I added a little cactus for extra flavour. This is Umbreon. It did not take long. Just a quick spray with my airbrush, just patching the eyes back in and just trying to tidy up some of the mess that they'd made when they put the transfers on. One of my absolute favourite companies who are just adorable. I love these guys. Northumbrian Tin Soldier. I have a surprising amount of their models. I just love all their sculpts. They have so much character. They're all metal, or at least a lot of the ones I've got are metal. This guy is from the No More Mr. Nice Guy set. Yes, a lot of their naming conventions are puns. We will come back to this later. I did non-metallics for this guy. I think that the axes are probably some of the best non-metallics that I've done, and they were embarrassingly simple, and I can't seem to replicate that for some reason, but I will keep practicing. We have 7 more mines. That takes us up to a grand total of 8. And 8 boxes. These boxes have so many corners and ends and edges. I think the cartoony style has really worked. I would highly recommend, if you're getting burnt out or frustrated with painting, just pick up some scenery. You can have some fun. No one's going to be bothered about it when it's done. I like it. It looks cool. And I've got 8 of these beautiful boxes all on my done pile this year. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 old Blood Bowl style skinks. These guys had already had a quick paint job on them from back in the day. There were some scuffs on them from being banged around. I wasn't happy with the fins. The fins were very flat at the time. This is when I painted these originally, I just did dry brushing and I did true metallics and I used inks, and they were very glossy and very beaten up. So I prettied them up, and these guys are beautiful now, and I can't wait to actually finish the rest of the team. I've got a Croxagore and I have 4 Saurus guys to build and paint, and then that team is all good to go. Next we have 3 worms with baseball bats. We've actually graduated now from the scenery extra stuff from the worms box. Now we actually have real life worms. I really like the baseball bats. I did quite a nice grading on them. Next up is, I believe, the last of the knockoff Pokemon boys. This is Gengar, possibly one of my favourites. He's in pretty much every team in every Pokemon game alongside Cubone and Sandshrew. It's never a balanced team. It's not about balance, it's about using your boys. And Gengar is one of my boys. I did a little gradient on him so you can see that it's a bit more like a reddy purple at the bottom and it's more of a bluey purple at the top. This is a 3D print. I did this as a favour for a friend. It was a pretty quick paint job. You can see, upsettingly, that he seems to have a bit of a Joker smile going on. I couldn't really do anything to fix that, or at least I wasn't confident enough. This is Sophia Scott. I love this red coat. I feel like I've captured the artwork quite well. Maybe I could have brightened it up a little bit more. Maybe I could have had a bit more orange tone in there, but I really want to keep the red. I really like her. I think she looks really cool. Can't wait to play the game with them all painted. First model of June. This is Marco Carven. I like purple. I think he looks cool. I hope that one day I grow up to have a beautiful bushy beard like him and look as dapper as he does. I think I've captured the artwork quite nicely, the same as Sophia, and I love their models. Again, there's not loads and loads of details, swamping them down, taking all your time up. They're just really fun to do and they look great on the table. Again, can't wait to play the game. Next up is another big model. This is a 3D printed Squirtle. Rei had to do some fixing of this guy. Like the other print, there was a couple of interesting problems that we had to solve. I thought he was fun. He was a good little guy. And the person who gave me him to paint said that they liked him too. So he's our little guy and he's beautiful. In my head, these two are totally dating. You've got Anna Kubrick and William Hooper. The stripes I had a lot of fun with, and I really like her top. I did the same thing with his shirt, so adding a little bit of purple in there and kind of toning it down so that it's there, but it's not boring white. I absolutely loved messing around with their shoes. So one of them's wearing some Vans, the other one's wearing some DCs. I'm very proud of these two guys. This is Otterpatl, who is a chameleon skink. I did quite a lot of blending with the greens, got a little bit of brown on his hands where he's touching the tree and he's changing colour. He's lovely. This little guy's got a little bit of water at the bottom, and so I had a little bit of reflection on the tree, and his tail is changing colour to match the water, and there's a little frog stuck to his hip, and I had so much fun with him. I want another one. I think I might have some more somewhere. This is Reidon Girl by Brother Vinny. Yeah, she was just kind of something to change it up a little bit, try something different, and my favourite thing about her is her boots and her jacket. I like the little touches like the blue in his eyes that I've put there. It just makes it a little bit more interesting. The hoodie is so textured, loads of folds, really interesting, really good for edge highlighting. The rest of him, all the muscles are so compact and so easy to see what they are. It was just a real pleasure to paint, and it doesn't hurt that he's a little bit bigger than the average model. I think these are 75mm base models, so they're a little bit bigger than a Space Marine. Last but not least, I had been leaving this guy, Johnson Nispel, till last because I don't want to do flannel tartan stuff. I wanted to try and capture the artwork, and I made his skin a little bit more yellow than I would normally do, and he's got a lovely pink nose because he's either very cold or he likes a drink. I'm glad I left him till last because I think I had the hardest time with him, but I think he's kind of cool. So yeah, he is a lovely little zombie mouse chewing his tail from Grebo Games. Before this I only painted one other Blood Bowl Grebo model. I want to know what you would call this little guy. I want real names. Okay, so we're back to Worms again, and this one's with a banana bomb. If anyone's played Worms, you know how devastating a banana bomb can be in the right hands. You also know how devastating a banana bomb can be in the wrong hands. The only difference between this guy and the one with the baseball bat is that this guy has a banana and the other one had a baseball bat. So this is a concrete donkey from the same Worms game. Concrete donkeys online are either purple or grey, and I wanted to be game accurate, so I did neither and did both at the same time. This is my purple concrete donkey. Enjoy. This is Nez the blacksmith from the Mice and Mystics game. He's the last hero that I painted, and I just love when you change angle how different this model looks. From this side he's glorious and stoic, and he looks very strong and menacing. And then from this angle it looks like he's done himself some damage. Bless him. It looks like that. The sledgehammer is substantially more heavy than it looked earlier, and his neck has suddenly disappeared, and it makes me love him even more. What a glorious model. We have a sapling from Blackcrest. Now, this guy I think is meant to look like he's been magical and he's producing this fire from his hands, which is how I intended him to look. It looks like the flames are coming out his hands, but his hands are burning, and I love the idea that there is something that's magical like this, but also does damage to itself while using its superpowers. That's one of the coolest things in my eyes. This is another of the Mice and Mystics monsters. Yeah, there's not a lot to say about this guy. The reflections on his fur, I think he looks cool. There's not a lot to these sculpts, so there's not really a lot you can do with them. I'm sure there's other people who've done some very fantastical and wonderful things with theirs, but this guy was just a lovely little cheeky chappy, and I'm happy with him. The last model of September was Bar Bear Ian by Northumbrian Tin Soldier. This guy is one of a kind. I'm so stoked that they sent me him. The fur texture on him is so easy to paint. All I did was a quick dry brush, a couple of different browns getting lighter and lighter as I go higher up, and it just works. October now, and my 79th, 80th, 81st, 82nd and 83rd models were all Bad Rats. They are the same ones from Mice and Mystics. I bet I could put the same picture up again now and you wouldn't even know the difference because they all look so similar. I did such a good job of copying them. J'adore these guys. Thank you very much for sending these chain rasps, and There are some Stormcasters somewhere, I haven't got around to them yet, but I've had so much fun figuring out how to paint these guys. So this is one of the chain rasps. I wanted to make him look really muddy and dirty, and I was playing around with different skin tones. He's just a chain rasp, he's just chilling there. This is my vampire crab nid. I am not doing a whole army of vampire crab nids. You cannot make me, I will not do it. He took so long to get the blending right, but I am so proud of him. Look at him. Next up is Super Sheep from Worms. When you paint these models, there's not a lot to them. They're very, what's the word, Ray?
Soft and squishy?
Soft and squishy, yeah, that's the one. Soft and squishy. I am not a master of soft and squishy. I like edge highlighting, I like sharp corners, I like not painting soft and squishy. But this guy had some texture for his wool, and that was just a bit of dry brushing. The rest of him is very much just one or two colours, and he just came together very quick. So as much as I don't really do soft and squishy, he came together quite nicely and didn't take a lot of time. This was a little in-house cheeky competition between me and Ray. This is my version of this model. There were two variations of it in the box. So mine is the frog smoking, and Ray's is the other one, which is the one with wings. I spent a lot of time making the smoke look smoky. I knew that I wanted it to have like a cosmic effect, whether it's like ash rising in the smoke or whether it's kind of like galaxies and that kind of thing. I really like the purple and kind of grey green that I used. He's squishy and I love him. So 88 and 89, two mice from Reaper Miniatures. I enjoyed painting them, but they were a challenge to make look how I wanted them to look. They took me an afternoon, so I can't really be too mad. I've used the same colours across both models so that they look like they're a couple, because I plan on gifting these to some friends of mine who are absolutely beautiful and wonderful people. So I entered a competition in COVID to win a Blood Bowl team, or a Blood Bowl proxy team should I say, from Punga Miniatures. This is one of the chaps, and he is a medic. And I wanted to mess around with lighting. I wanted him to look a little bit the Black Cauldron. That is what I was going for. This is Gwenham. It came in the same set as the Ben Reilly model. It's very cool character, very cool model, very dynamic. I had a lot of fun. I didn't want to just paint her black. I thought that would be boring, so I decided to go with like a deep purpley colour with highlights that are kind of pinky, and I thought it would work, and I think it works. Next, if you don't recognise this, I can't be friends with you. This is a xenomorph from the Alien vs Predators board game. I just thought, hey, wouldn't it be cool if I did the same as what I did to that goblin-y dude, but I just pumped it up with greens and made it look like it's been uplit by lights on the floor, and I surprised myself. I don't think I could redo this. I'm going to try, and maybe I'll make a video about how I try and potentially fail. Who knows? Let's find out together. This lovely chappie is the Butcher. Now this is the second Butcher I've painted. This guy's a little bit more orange than the other. I realised that I didn't really do any lighting effects on his back at all for the other one, and he just looks very, very pale. In this one, maybe I went a little bit tangerine with his skin. It's meant to be a light, it's meant to be like a fire that's behind him. He's a bit scary. He was probably the most scary out of the three villains that come in the box set, and I'm a little bit worried about playing against him one day. Last up for the Mice and Mystics board game, this is the model that completed that set. I put this off until last. I put it off so many times. The Citadel paints were thin, so it took not 2 thin coats, but more like 20 thin coats. The last worm of the year is this little chappie with a sheep. I painted him exactly the same as I painted the other worms. I painted the sheep exactly the same way as I painted the super sheep. There's nothing too special or super dramatic about this one. Now, if you don't love this guy, I don't know what will melt your heart, but he's a little bony skeleton cat. I can't wait to do more of these. He's such a cool sculpt. It's all of my favourite things. It's a cat skull. What more could I ask for from a model? This is the Undead Queen. I tried to copy the art because I'm trying to push myself. I'm not a super fan of the green metal that I used on the dark side. The sword goes right through I painted a shadow on the cloth. I still think it's a really cool model. I think I did a decent job of translating what they've done in their box art. I painted 2 for this set, one a while ago and then this one. This is the one with the lightning coming off the hands. The lightning is see-through plastic, and therefore I decided to try and leave it as much as see-through plastic as possible. Just a little glaze of green on it and it just about works fine. This is Bat Kieran from Hassle Free. I just thought he would be quite a nice end to the year. I didn't want to paint him just pure black because I don't like painting just pure black, and I just thought he would just look like a lump of coal, and I didn't want a lump of coal for Christmas. I wanted to make him look like a classic Batman from the pre-90s. I went with David Finch because I love his work. Very detailed, very dynamic. I even did a little bat logo on his chest. The final model of the year, which very much summed up how I felt. I love this little bunny. He's a zombie bunny from Grebo Games, and he's to go with my zombie cat. I wanted him to be bright colours and look all kinds of cheery and cute from a distance, but he has a carrot lodged in his head. But I think he's a cute little guy. He's lovely, look at him. He wouldn't hurt you. You wouldn't want to eat your brains unless they tasted like carrot. So I think that was a pretty good year. I think 100 models is good. I think they're mostly to a good standard. Let's see what the next 12 months holds. Hopefully a lot more health, happiness, and shrinkage for the pile of shame for everyone. And thank you for joining me on this journey going back through the last 12 months. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I've enjoyed putting it together. There are plans for some more videos, so keep an eye out for the companion piece to this, where you get to look at what's left for the pile of shame. And so, with all that said, thank you for your time. I wish you a good day, and many more besides. Yours, forever in horror, 226.